pretty much a mil two later, they thank God since I was 17, Apple they hired on a law firm to wreck me. When I was super young, the first thing I remember that was 12 years old, I knew I needed money to have fun. He was doing some stuff with this basketball promo, and I knew he was making probably 10 at the time. And then he had a big client. One client paid him 100 grand. And when that happened, it was holy shit.
The formula that I feel like people that are entrepreneurs or solopreneurs maybe haven't grasped yet is the idea that you actually can do more and make more by doing less.
It took me $2 million in dropshipping sales to realize I know marketing pretty well. And then I'm holy shit, let me sell advertising services to all these guys who haven't figured it out. And that was a bang.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the On the Pursuit podcast. It's Brendan, right? We're in Miami, still here. I feel like I live here. I feel like I already live here. I feel like it's home. You know what I mean? And on today's episode, I have an amazing, young, talented entrepreneur, right? Multi-millionaire, and also someone who has took, interest as a young boy, stayed with that, and has grown that, and not only became successful, right? But built businesses and has the mindset and has been able to also, create enterprise value and even sell some businesses and stuff like that, right? So Jacob Levinrad, right?
Yep.
So Jacob Levinrad, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm excited, bro. Excited to be here. So earlier, man, you kind of pulled up in something a little spicy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something a little spicy. Doors went up a little bit.
Get some good looks here.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Why a McLaren? How does that help your business? And honestly, does it hurt your business at all?
100%. No, I mean, there's pros and cons of rest everything. With the McLaren specifically and just supercars, to be straight, a lot of people think it's a marketing play.
Yeah.
And I genuinely do just fuck with the car. It's a fun car. The big thing right now, I think long-term for me is as much as I hate it, it is true. Social media is becoming more and more prevalent and needed in life.
Yeah.
And I mean, even just now from deal flow I'm getting on businesses and just the leverage I have when I'm negotiating anything in general, having that persona online helps.
Yeah.
The content, social media, even just being around me as a 22-year-old, if I just walk in with my Lululemon's white tee, I'm one, but protecting a McLaren elevated a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just the truth. I think if you want to get places in life, you need respect. And if you're young, it's going to be hard to get because of age. So you need the other things to help.
Yeah.
For the main pro.
So how would you say your business or just the perception of you as a serious entrepreneur changed once you had the Patek, once you had the McLaren? How can the viewers get a real understanding of, not that you're saying, hey, go out and get those things, but what was your experience from when you didn't have it to once you had it? How was the interaction?
Yeah, I mean, initially I got a Tesla in 2020. Yeah, 2020. When I moved out, I was 18. Got a Model 3, the fast one. I was fucking super hype. I wrapped it purple. And then I moved out and was posting TikToks with it. And that blew up. I had a video do 5 million views in a day. I think that was my first taste of it. And it just, frankly, it gives you attention. It's buying attention. I love what you said, just don't instant do it. I think a lot of people just think they hear that, they're oh, let me buy the Rolex or buy the Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Definitely make sure you can very comfortably afford it. I love the buying cash rule. I think it's great. But dude, fundamentally buying the Tesla, the Urus in 2022, and then now just the McLaren just now in December. I mean, it was just a game changer to put behind content.
Yeah.
We're doing we're probably growing 200,000-300,000 followers a month right now on TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok's been really, really good.
Yeah.
And that McLaren's in 50% of the videos.
Got you. Yeah. So let's just say somebody has the car. They got the watch, right? How can they use these items to help grow their business? What would the marketing piece be for that?
Yeah, I think there's a happy balance to the networking side, and then if you are posting content online, the personal brand side of things. Most people in this, anyone who has a personal brand, or if you're watching this, you've seen personal brands, the idea of someone kind of looking at you at a high societal level, I think is the best way to put it. That's one lever with networking and people just viewing you well. Then I think the other lever is just capturing attention.
Yeah.
I heard in one video back in the day, but if you see a video of someone saying something who's in front of a Honda versus a Lamborghini, you're going to trust the guy with the Lamborghini. It is the fact. And I think it's very valid. I think if someone I always tell people, I'll even say on student calls, fucking no one who has no money just pays 70, 80 grand for a watch. Doesn't fucking happen.
Yeah.
And you guys can like go and think things are rented or it isn't real, but the real like guys who are fucking shit up, they know it's real. And it's super possible. So I think it's the networking side of things. Then when it comes to business, it's really capturing attention, posting online with it, marketing. If you really play your cards right, deducting it in certain ways. And yeah.
So what is the cons to it though?
Ooh.
What's the cons to it?
Ooh, I mean, a ton. I think once you gain fame, I definitely don't think I have like quote unquote fame. I definitely the last year got a lot more intense with like seeing people in person, security. I had a stalker that was really fucking weird. It's weird.
A male or female?
Female.
Okay.
Stalker. You think would be good.
Active.
Ugly ass, yeah. Ugly ass.
Active,
thing.
like pulling up on you type of stuff or what?
Yeah,
How was it?
she's like gone to my building, said she's coming to see me and stuff.
Oh, that's crazy.
Dude, I mean, I had guys before at dinners, restaurants and stuff. Recently, I had 2 different occasions that like a waiter knew who I was, which was pretty cool. That was all positive. 99% of the time it's positive. So that's the first con is people that know you have money. Sometimes you put yourself in bad spots. I personally am huge into guns. Florida over Cali also. Florida, you could have fucking, you can be strapped everywhere. Yeah. I'm huge on like personal protection like that. If I'm ever going somewhere, anytime sketch, we get security. But I think that's the biggest thing is you're flaunting and people don't like that. So security wise, your own like personal life goes out the picture. When Kier's here like in 90% of the year. Right now he's back home with his family, but I mean, it's every day, every second, pretty much is getting recorded, which I fucking love. I think some people might not like it. I grew up like wanting this shit, dude. I did not want to live like a normal life. I love the idea of like cameras and stuff. Yeah. And dude, that's pretty much it. There's not much cons to it. It's fun as fuck. Great for girls. Girls fucking go crazy with these cars. And yeah, a lot of pros.
So you mentioned you don't want to live a younger life when you were younger. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I didn't want to live like a normal life. When I was super young, the first like thing I remember that was like trying to fuck shit up is I was like 12 years old. I knew we needed money. I knew like I needed money to have fun, you know? And I was very, very money focused. I've always been, I love numbers, love gambling. And 12 years old, I was buying iPhone cases on Amazon and flipping them. Yeah. So I was ripping those. I did a swap meet with my mom. Terrible idea, did terrible. I didn't make much money, but went and actually was like kind of exercising the idea of making money. And then I tried YouTube. This is when Justin Bieber was coming up. And I knew the story of like he posted on YouTube and just like ripped it. So I was trying all this shit on YouTube channels. And then it was really like 16 to 18, I think I started getting a footing for like, this might not be possible. And then that's when like the idea of dropping out, started trying to make money, became way more of an easy path. And funny enough, that led to now some followers. Yeah. Which is cool.
Well, what's the story with the golf club?
Oh my God. Started initially in 8th grade. I was fine in school, in middle school. I mean, I was like definitely like, I wouldn't say dumb, but my grades were not ideal.
Yeah. I mean, you just wasn't prioritizing school.
I was not the school.
Because you're clearly not a dumb person. Yeah. You just wasn't, that wasn't the focus.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. But did fine in middle school, and it was 9th grade. Everyone's going into school, and like I didn't want to be just the average motherfucker who walked to school. And I was like, it was like probably a mile and a half walk to school. If you lived near school, people would take. I was gonna walk, and then I was like, fuck it, I can get a golf cart. So I'm looking online, Craigslist and shit, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 for a golf cart. I probably had around that between just like hustling around. I sold hoverboards in 7th grade, made like $3 grand from that.
Yo, the hoverboards was a moment.
Yeah,
I remember those was a moment. Those was everywhere,
those
bro.
Were everywhere.
Everyone was on a hoverboard. Even dogs was on a hoverboard.
You remember IO
Yeah.
So IO Hawk was my thing. Like I had them, I bought them for 300, IO Hawk for 2K. Yeah. So I went to all my boys. I'm like, yo, 600, bro. It's like 80% off.
That's crazy.
And so I had like 4 or 5 grand. I didn't want to spend it all. I found a guy who I think was stealing them. I didn't know. It's like, what, 12, 13. I was 14 at the time. Yeah. But pretty much my mom brings me this guy. He has them for $1 grand, bro. And it's like, I saw it said country club, but it was like scratched off. So I'm like, all right, it's stolen. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just buying it off Craigslist. Yeah. I bought that shit. He brought it to me. Boom. I didn't like register it. I don't think you need to. Anyways, driving that to school every day, charging kids. And then I went to sell it. And obviously I got it for a great deal. And dude, I sold it like 6 months later for like $2 grand, made money. I was like, yeah, this is lit.
So you got to experience it and then you made money on it.
Fuck yeah.
That's an asset.
Crazy, bro. Yeah. And funny, it's like so not traditional, but I guess it's just the idea that I bought it super cheap. And then got another one. I wanted more seats. I got like a 4-seater. Yeah. Had fun with that. That was like my fun time in school, bro. 9th grade, like freshman year of high school, everyone had like different school experience. But I loved that year, bro. I threw a huge party, bro. My golf cart. We were like I think it's fun to say online. It's been 10 years. Bro, DUIing the shit out of the golf cart.
That's crazy, bro.
Crazy. Yeah, we have
and that's really a cheat code. I mean, that's really a cheat code because like you don't need a license. So you can't really you can't really DUI on a golf cart. You know what I'm saying? You just doing whatever you want to do.
13, I was fucking around in my like neighborhood and shit.
That's crazy, man. So like what has been the hardest thing for you as a young entrepreneur? I mean, you're still a young entrepreneur now, but doing your transition, what has been the hardest thing? Because it seems like you, based on what I've learned of you and doing some background, it seems like you've always had a knack for, generating revenue, being interested in being an entrepreneur, finding things for the low, flipping them, for a profit.
I think the biggest setback and something I don't think I talked about enough on social media, but I'm trying to now a lot more, is hiring. I think that...
I mean, I have that same problem myself right now.
It's tough, dude. And people, I think, it takes, I don't know, everyone realizes it at different points. For me, it was always like initially with drop shipping, that's like kind of where I got my footing.
Yeah.
It was never as needed because it's way less team and people oriented, at least at small levels. And then I think it really started hitting with my agency. Like once I got from running drop shipping stores to social media mentorship, and then also doing the agency, it was like just getting too insane. I feel like I could work 14, 16 hours a day and still be like, more work was coming in than I'd get done. And that sucked. And then I realized like, holy shit, if I just find someone just as good as me, like it could just move twice as fast.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
The formula that I feel like people that are entrepreneurs or solopreneurs maybe haven't grasped yet is the idea that you actually can do more and make more by doing less.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? If you actually prioritize during your life and you put a system in place, you put teams in place, you have, good customer service, maybe somebody that can manage or be like a success coach or whatever, you can literally 10x your performance of what you were doing, or even 100x your performance of what you're doing solo. So that whole idea of like, I can literally do less and make 10 to 100K more, 10 to 100 times more is actually really insane if you really think about that.
No, it's not. It's the 4 pillars, it's either 4 or 5 pillars of leverage, but it's the 4 C's: code, communication, collaboration, and capital. And the capital side of it, I think, is the easiest to use in the beginning. If you have money, you just use the money.
Use the money.
But dude, people, especially, I think the biggest thing is like leading well. If they like feel good about being with you, and one of the biggest things now I'm trying to do is paint a big enough vision for the people who work with me. It's a game changer in growth. Even the idea of like 4 or 5 years ago, dude, what I would do in 6 months, I feel like we're doing it in a week now.
Yeah.
While I'm here, I mean, great example Hormozy gives I love is he says, you could be really fucking good at sales calls, but if I have 3 reps, they're going to beat you. Fact. And then he's like, someone responded to that saying, oh, like, what if I'm better than all 3 reps? And he's like, well, 30 reps will beat you. And I love that.
Yeah. You just really just multiply.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That assistant, dude, I had my first like high school friend. I met her. I knew her since like 7th grade. She now works for me full time. I got her on W-2 officially a year ago. She's been like my assistant. She was already dabbling like almost like a half part-time assistant back in like 2-3 years ago. Now she's like full on living in Miami and shit. Dude, like game changer, live-in house cleaners that have come every day, chef, shit like this, even like personal and business. Just the idea of leveraging capital and team to take time and workload off your plate. Yeah. It's literally fucking magic. It's lightning in a bottle.
So I want to talk about how you cut your teeth in the drop shipping. But before that, you just mentioned something, right? You have these different, services that actually make your life easier. One would say you're wasting money on a chef. You're wasting money on a housekeeper. You're wasting money on these areas where you could just do it because the inclination for most people is, I could just do it. I'm saving money, right? So what have you learned about leveraging that, bringing people in to do those certain things that has contributed to you being more successful or just having more time? Yeah, bro,
that's been a game changer. And funny enough, I love what you said that some people think it's dumb.
Yeah.
And it is such a fact. Like I had a very important person in my life who was like a father figure to me almost to an extent. And when I was renting this, newer apartment that I just got, he said it was a dumb move.
To rent?
Yeah, no, like just a dumb move in general that it's $15K a month. So he thought it was a dumb move in general to spend that. And what he didn't understand, what a lot of people don't understand is that everyone has their own perspective and also their own like situation. Some people, look at Musk, he's making $1 billion a day. Like, he can go burn 100 grand a day and no one can say shit. He can say he needs fire, he needs to be warm. So
Yeah, facts.
look, Pablo Escobar with literally burning fire is a great example of
Yo, and he had, Rats was eating the money, bro.
Yeah. So my thing is that if you deem something is worth it, that's the first thing to realize, that in my eyes, you should always believe and trust in yourself. And two, I think it comes down to your valuation of time. Like for me, one big thing is I'm very, very big on what I consume, at least when I'm trying to work. If I'm on a vacation or it's like 9, 10 p.m. at night, I'm on a date, I care a lot less. But if you're talking like lunches and breakfast are the two most important, I don't fuck around. And anyone who's on like a Postmate vibe, I've been there when you're on delivery, or maybe if you're even at lower levels, just like cooking yourself. But if you're eating shitty food, it will directly relate to you working poorly.
100%, yeah.
And the same thing with house cleaners. I like shit being clean. It's fucking, I pay $2,600 a month. I had one person when I said that, they're like, bro, that's my rent. I'm like, okay, it's not my rent.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly what you said, dude. I think simplification of your life is so great. I love that. I always tell people as well, like, don't make life hard.
Yeah.
So I just made a video online about when to start spending money on those like personal-ish things to make your life. The video tells like simplification of your life, when to do it. I think that 10 to 50K a month range is when like house cleaner, chef, and assistant should come into play.
Yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. My thing is like, I need to start researching chefs in the cities that I'm going to. Yeah. So like I was in Miami, we're in Miami, but I was in Miami last week for 5 days, right? But for me, instead of going out and spending money on eating out multiple times a day, it's well worth it for me to just pay a chef for the week,
100%.
Have the foods I need, the levels that I need right there. Everything is available for me, and it's gonna be good food.
Yeah, it's sick, it's quick.
Yeah.
It's quick, it feels great. And that even the fucking, what is it? The idea of people waking up and like doing anything but thinking about work. That's my big thing too, is everyone's in a unique spot of what might be on your plate. You know, some people might have to take their kids to school. If you're 45, like when I'm fucking older, unless I really want to spend that specific time with my kids, I'd way rather probably do something more fun with them.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm 100% gonna have a driver. Guaranteed. The only reason I don't now is because I'm not really driving.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like the best way I think to sum it up and explain it is people go and they'll buy a jet and pay thousands of dollars an hour. I mean, like literally they're paying 50, 100x what they would pay if they flew commercial, just to save a few hours and have a simplified travel experience. So if there's guys spending millions of dollars a year on that, some even more, it's definitely time allocation and simplification of life is like a huge key as you grow.
Yeah, something's definitely in there because people aren't just doing it for no reason, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like people always overstep the idea that time is the most important thing, you know? Cause like, and that's kind of like what I mean, I'm gonna go off topic a second.
Is your revenue stuck? If you're an entrepreneur and your revenue is stuck, you don't need to fix your products or services. You need new audiences to discover you more consistently. Podcast guesting is the ideal way to be discovered 24 hours a day by your ideal clients. And guess what? The more people that know you, the more people can flow you. Head over to podcastmasterypack.com and take advantage of your first or next podcast. Let's go.
It's kind of what I really hate about life right now. And what I mean is people only get real in a moment where things actually matter when someone passes. You know what I'm saying? Somebody passes away, right? Let's say you had a friend. I don't know if this is true for you or not, but let's say you had a friend or family member and it's like the communication frequency is not really how it should be. Cause my family's like that. Like I'll message them in the group, in the family chat, they taking days to get back to me, right? So let's say that's real for you. Yeah. But someone passes and all of a sudden, oh, I got time to fly to visit you now. I've been here in LA for five years, almost 6 years. None of my family members actually come to visit me. But if I pass away, all of a sudden they got all this time that came out of nowhere that they can fly to LA and be at my funeral, right? So I guess what I'm saying is there's a pocket where people take life seriously, right? But they don't stay in that pocket. Like I can tell you, we just met, but I can tell you I care about you. You know what I'm saying? You matter to me. Let's hang out. Let's do something. Let's actually get it done. But there's a lot of people that's disingenuous. Yeah, let's link up. And then y'all never link up. Yeah. Or yo, I'm going to call you back. And then you never call back. Exactly, right? So that's what I don't like about life. Right. Because it's time that's wasted, bro. It's like, yo, just tell me we ain't rocking or just let's not rock. But don't say, yeah, we're going to do something and then it don't ever happen.
I think it's,
You know what I'm saying?
I think social media too, and I've seen this with stock markets, and it's similar to the idea. I think the last like 10, 20 years,
Yeah.
I think the world has changed more than it's ever changed. And I think
Faster.
it's something that people haven't seen, and
Yeah.
it's going to affect humans, it's going to affect politics, it's going to affect everything.
How would you describe that?
I think the kind of similar to what you said, that just people are going to be more and more, I wouldn't say robotic, but I think disingenuous is a good word for it, where I think that the like materialistic and like things people see from good lives will start being what people focus on. And I think people are becoming more and more self-centered, a lot more than maybe they were 50 years ago.
Yeah. Like it's
the way-
about me.
Yeah, it's the way life's
about me,
going.
yeah.
I think there's pros and cons to it. I think one thing I'm big on is when I was younger, and I even tell to my friends to this day, I'm not a super social person, but I think every single factor of life is transactional. And I'm pretty close with my family for the most part, but even like I've seen this with like close family here and there, that the fact is people, they want their life and they want to make their life better most of the time. I think mother to their kids is the one caveat sometimes, and relationships similar to that. But either way, I think exactly what you said, people are really focused on themselves, and for good reason. But I like what you said, that they got to be real about it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the fact. If you want to fucking dial in for 3 weeks, you don't want to do shit, don't say you're going to do shit.
Yeah,
I
fact.
like that.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it gives you a real idea what that expectation is too.
Yeah.
You know, because if you're someone and you're real, you're about getting shit done, and then someone's like, yo, I want to connect, but they're not like that. It's like, now you're wasting my time. And obviously I value the time. So it's like, just don't even do it.
Yeah.
So drop shipping, this has been a space where you've been able to really kind of go crazy in, right? So let's talk about that for a second. Like, how did you find the space, and how did you become successful in it? And then ultimately, how did you design your business around it?
Yeah. So starting off February 2018, I turned 16. Got a little Honda Civic. I'm feeling good. And right around that time is when I was dabbling into the world of like making money, specifically because I had to pick up the lease. The lease was like $340 a month. It felt great. I loved having a car, but I also actually had like a responsibility, which sucked. And dude, I'm an average ass. Everyone thinks that these like dropouts or even people who just do well in general are like not average people. All of them started for the most part average, although they started showing different and weirder traits as time progressed. And for me, that was the thing, dude. I was a normal ass motherfucker, was dating a girl at the time. And then I stumbled upon day trading first. Ricky Gutierrez, actually, who's pretty big, bought his course, and just, it was pretty crazy to me, this guy at like 24. I didn't really realize it, but I think it was starting to trigger my brain, like realizing he's at 24 and he has like a Ferrari Huracan. Like, he is doing very well, and he did it in an untraditional way. And then my brother was also a big example. He at the time had an agency in like social media marketing world with owning meme pages. He still does it to this day. Super low key, he doesn't really do social media, but he has these faceless pages, and he was making good money too. And I'm like, it's got to be possible. So it was like day trading, didn't do well at that. Penny stocks I was doing. Options, I don't even remember. No one was talking about options back then. And then I got into the world of like the golf carts and hoverboards were like smaller scales. But at this point, I was thinking about doing bigger picture buying and selling on like Amazon, but I never got into it. And I was just being like a normal, like kind of weird kid. June is when officially, like 6 months into this, like trying to figure shit out, I officially had the choice of dropping out because I was getting kicked out. So that was a big like not news flash, but you get kicked out of school at 16. It's like, you can't just do nothing.
Yeah, facts.
And that first year out, I just kind of had to fill my time. When you have so much time alone as a kid, you're going to figure something out. You might not make a ton. And that was what happened. I initially was like kind of my brother's assistant a bit, making like $2K a month maybe. And then
that's really good money at 16, bro.
No, I was lit.
Yeah.
My big thing was I knew he was doing some stuff with like this basketball promo, and I knew he was making probably 10 at the time. And I was helping him sell like ads and stuff. And then he hit a big client. One client paid him like $100,000. And when that happened, it was like, holy shit, he bought a Tesla. And I was like, dude, he bought a Rolex. And he now went from like probably doing, maybe 100, 200 a year. He's now doing like, a mil 5 a year. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
How old was your brother?
He's 3 years older than me, but I always say online, like, he is the reason I.
So he was 19 at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, he was young too. We both did it pretty young. Yeah. And he made me realize it was possible. And then I stumbled upon Shopify. And that was when.
Side note, your mom out here making millionaires, bro.
Huh?
I said, your mom's
Yeah,
out here
facts.
creating millionaires,
No,
yo.
both of them, my brother was a millionaire at 19, I was a millionaire at 20.
Yeah. Yo, mom. Mom, you doing amazing things.
Yeah, no, she did well.
She should bottle up her parenting and sell that as a digital
She
product.
raised us well.
You know
I
what
always
I'm
say,
saying?
dude, I had a blessed childhood growing up.
Yeah.
We were like medium wealthy. We were pretty solid, food on the table. And my parents got divorced, which a lot of people think, oh, sad. I actually like loved it because they didn't do too well together. And my dad and mom being like divorced was a perfect happy balance. Our dad was like really intense and hard. And my mom was like really soft and loving. And like both of them also knew the world of like entrepreneurship. My mom's a recruiter.
Yeah.
So she kind of knew the idea of like kind of making money. She got paid per deal. And then my dad works at a real estate company. So it was like really, really ideal for me. And yeah, dude, blessed childhood. Shout out moms.
Shout out moms for sure. So back on the dropshipping, you were saying, because we just took, I had to do the sidebar for a second.
No, yeah,
There's
yeah.
no way we could not acknowledge your mom.
So-
for the amazing work that she's doing.
To a few years at 20 hit the millionaire, shout out moms, but back to 16, I officially am a dropout. June of 2018 is when I left. I tried Supreme reselling, then I stumbled upon the Shopify dropshipping. This is already like probably Q4 of 2018. And then, by the way, why I remember this so well is because the Supreme I got into in fall, winter 2017. If anyone knows Supreme, it's like they call it fall, winter, spring, summer.
Yeah.
So I started Supreme in the early year of my 10th grade and then ended 10th grade, obviously that year. Left 10th grade, spring, summer of 2018. And then it was official. I was like 3 days shy of graduating 10th grade, but my brother needed me home. So I left mid-finals. Technically didn't finish 10th grade, which pissed me off because at the time, my initial plan when I dropped out was I could always go back. But I'd have to repeat second semester of 10th, which would have sucked. Thankfully, I didn't have to do that. And you saw my license plate, bro, no GED. Everyone said at the
I was
time,
going to ask you about that. Yeah.
no, everyone said, bro, get a GED. And I just really fucking didn't want to. And my whole thing was I said it would make a better story if I didn't.
Yeah, no,
And
for sure.
so
That's a way better story,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, 2019 is when it hit. I was selling AirPods, Apple AirPods. So I framed them as AirPods. Fully, by the way, not allowed. We'll get to that in a second. I got sued for it. But did $1 million selling Apple AirPods. Keyword earpods. That was the one thing that saved me, is I didn't call them AirPods.
You called them ear pods. Yeah.
And dude, I initially hit it with that with my brother. He would sell ads to businesses. So my advantage, I'm a big believer in do things that you have a competitive edge at. And my advantage at the time was I knew I would get very discounted promotions. So I went to my brother, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna start testing products. I tried a sunglasses store and a pool floaty store. I still remember it was sunglasses for less than summer necessities.
Yeah.
Honestly, you guys could probably Google it and find the old like Shopify stores. Both of those flunked, no sales at all. And then a guy kept buying ads for my brother selling these earpods. It was Supreme Patty. Supreme Patty, a lot of people know. So he actually partnered with Luca Nets. I know Luca well, and we reflected on the story. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, so, I mean, look, we can talk about Luca later, but I had this client that hired me like a while ago. I guess it's a whole nother story about Luca. We talk about later, but
Yeah, we talk
we'll hold
about
that.
it.
We'll hold
I
that.
like him. He's really sharpened me up too. He's like kind of a mentor to me.
Yeah.
Dude, when he was buying ads for my brother often, I was like, dude, this guy's hitting. And I didn't know what was selling so well about it. I knew obviously the site was good. So I replicated the site. And then I bought an ad for my brother and it like made like 4 or 5 sales. I was like, fuck. Got into Facebook ads. That became literally a money printer. No one was getting ads approved on Facebook. And funny enough, I initially used my Facebook, got banned. Facebook was the first people who were telling me like, yo, you can't promote like earpods. They look just like AirPods. Like you can't do that. And I was finessing around it because Facebook's so big, they're easy to finesse. Just because they have so many ad accounts.
Yeah.
Used my mom's identity, got her banned. To this day, me and my mom are both banned on Facebook. But I found some finesses around it for ad accounts. Anyways, though, it started really hitting on Facebook ads. I did like 200K before I got banned, another probably $500,000 before my mom got banned. Ran up with like literally all of my friends. I'd pay them $50 for their Facebooks. My assistant now to this day, I got hers banned too. Did like $1 million too with selling these earpods, then got a cease and desist. I was 17 at the time, about to turn 18. It's like January of 2020. And I got a cease and desist saying, shut it down. And at this point, I had started a second site too, because they banned my first site on Shopify. Just rule of thumb, don't try to sell products when you're starting to get banned and shit. It's just very difficult and it's way easier to sell legal products.
Yeah, facts.
And yeah, dude, pretty much $1 million later, they thank God since I was 17, Apple they hired on a law firm to wreck me. And the law firm deep dived everything. They literally were looking at bank accounts, bank statements, dude. It was scary as fuck. But since I was 17, and thank God, this one site, I did pretty well, but $1 million in revenue isn't huge, especially fucking Apple. So they just let me fly. They're just like, shut it down. They made me show proof the sites were disabled. And then, yeah, both the sites shut down. It was like 1.2. Probably netted, I had like at the end 50 grand in my bank account. I remember vividly. But I probably netted 150, 200. I was just so dumb thinking that it would last. And that was a repeat thing that took me a few years to realize that like there really is ups and downs. And you got to know when you're on an up, double down, cash out, save, as it very much so will go down. And that's my starting days in dropshipping.
All right, so bro, young, making a lot of coin, right? You talking about like running up 200K, running up to 1.2, right? On dropshipping pages.
Yep.
So what I want to understand is like the capacity of you making that type of money, right? And then not necessarily, well, I mean, you let me know, freaking out, right? Overwhelmed, you know, anxiety.
It was slow, dude.
You know what I'm saying? What was that? Like paint the picture of how you're feeling while this is going on, and you're having that success, and it's running up. What are you feeling during that time?
Yeah, I mean, I did the dropout at 16. Took me like 6 months, and then at that point, I already pretty much turned 17. February 26th of 2019, and then that 2019 to 2020 year of me being 17, about to turn 18 in 2020, was when it happened. But one thing I'll say is I think everyone has it different. You know, if you're in like real estate, it hits like hard. You close a deal, it's like 50 grand, boom. But for me, it was slow, bro. Because it was like, you know, $100 in sales, $500 in sales, 1,000 in sales. My peak day at that time was like 6 grand, peak month's like 65. So at that time, dude, I'm like running all these sites. I'm literally, at one point I had friends of mine making sites and then having like teaching them to run it, taking 50% of the net. Bro, it was insane, but it was very consistent. And my brother also at that time was making like 100, 200 a month. So it wasn't crazy to me because like I saw him pay 300K in taxes, bro.
Yeah.
So when you see your older brother at 19, 20 at the time now, paying 300K in taxes, by the way, he dropped out of college freshman year. So he dropped out literally as I dropped out. And he was one of the inspirations of like, if he's doing it, my parents were very like, they're like, fuck it, let's go all in, you know? And yeah, he hit it quick and everything became a lot more doable when you see someone do it in front of you, you know? That's why the whole like hang out with 5 people that are better than you thing, it's not because like if you have broke friends, like you're just gonna like instantly be broke. It just, you'll feel powerful if the people around you are poor. And on the contrary, if you hang around a bunch of millionaires, it's like, you'll feel like shit if you're not making fucking $1 million a year.
Yeah, I think for the most part, it sounds like in your brother, you had a mentor.
Fuck yeah.
Right, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't have the opportunity to access, or they think it's a scam because I'm going to college. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pay somebody to tell me to do stuff. I can just go on YouTube or whatever the case may be, right? But your brother had a specialized skill.
Yep.
You happen to be in the same household. So you was exposed to it. He's cranking 100K, 200K a month. You know what I'm saying?
Like, bro, it was wild to me, dude. This is 4 years ago too. It was way less like popular.
So like that gives you, it's kind of like you're borrowing his confidence.
100%.
Like you could see him doing what he's doing. So you're like, yo, I could do the same shit. Bro, this is my brother.
A blessing to me having him in my life, yeah. Even just like 2 years after that, I mean, he got a McLaren. It was actually funny because once we were at move out age, I was 18, he was 21. He hadn't moved out yet. He just liked living with, we were just all chilling at home. And I was the one who was like, all my friends moved out. And this is, I got out of AirPods now because of the whole lawsuit thing. I was kind of freaked out, but I had like 50, 60 grand. And it was like 3 months after that. I'm now 18 and all my friends finished up senior year of high school. Yeah. And they were moving off to college. And I was like, that hit me hard when I saw my friends moving off to college because they had this like very painted path. And I'm like, fuck, I have no idea what I'm going to do next. And that was a scary time. It sucked. I remember when all my friends left one night, they all dipped. They were flying the next day and I like fully at home just cried. I was just like super like, I was like, fuck, what do I do? Because at this point now I have no business. You know, the AirPod thing didn't just get shut down. When you go and all my ego, my confidence, my life was that store and those stores and that vibe. And I don't know, it just didn't click to me that I could do it again. And I was sad for like 2 months, played a bit of, like I was big on Fortnite for a few months. And then I just realized I could make another site.
Yeah, facts.
And I did exactly that. From that point and the 2-3 years like following that, I was just like product test after product test. And then now to this day, I started my biggest site in 2021 of July after I'd moved out for like a year. And that site to this day has done like 2 million lifetime sales, solid margins. And its first month, it did 131,000. So it's cool to run.
What's up, y'all? I'm standing in the middle of the street and I'm willing to risk it all because I want you to grow, whether through paid or organic measures. Over the next 5 days, the Audience Growth Challenge, we're going to be teaching you podcast guesting strategies, video marketing strategies, social media predictable viral creation strategies, the power of radio and digital PR. And these strategies are what you need to grow your business over the next 4, 6, 9, even 12 months to skyrocket your success. So if you want to join the challenge, all you got to do is click the link below and join the Audience Growth Challenge and join it as a VIP. Let's get it.
So if somebody's inspired by listening to you right now, and they're like, man, I want to launch I want to shop. What's the steps you would say based off of your success now? If you were talking to the younger version of you, you're starting a brand new shop right now today, right? What are the steps to get it to be successful?
So I'm big and like I'm super public. I'm a big believer that there's no best business model.
Yeah.
I think it's you're gonna do what you do. Like when I came in here, like I loved the idea of the businesses you run. I just think it's sick. It's new. I haven't heard it. And that's one thing I'll say to you guys and anyone watching this, like you don't need to do the like niche picture perfect models you see someone talk about online. My whole thing and what I tell people online is that I started in e-com, I got into social media, I got into starting an agency. All three fucking worked for me. There was a chance that one of them was really hard. I wouldn't have continued doing it, but any business you do, unless you're like really retarded and you're doing some dumb shit, like you're fucking, trying to go pick up garbage, you can figure something out. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
And if you do something, I love you specialized skills. If you're doing something you have specialized knowledge in, or you're doing something you have good leverage in, it's very easy for you to do well in. And it just takes time. I like e-com to start, and I started with it. I recommend people to start with it because it's very low risk. And I think it's a Swiss Army knife of skills. You learn a lot of different skills. It taught me marketing, it taught me branding, it taught me customer service. And that led me now today to even with like now helping people, I do mentoring, like customer service skills and mentorship go hand in hand. And I think the biggest thing I'd tell someone if they want to start is realize there's no best business model. If you do want to do e-com, that would be my advice. Getting into it's as simple as realizing like the 3 core pillars. I think it's product pick, website build, marketing. So product pick, super crucial. You start with that, build a website around it, Shopify, $1 to start. Yeah. And then you can market through organic. It's a lot harder. I could talk about it in depth, but it's too boring. Yeah. Organic marketing, you guys can Google after, or paid ads. Paid ads is like big thing for me. I mean, paid ads are my life now.
Yeah, facts. So paid ads on Facebook, paid ads on TikTok. Yeah. That's YouTube. What?
Once I was really crushing with drop shipping, this was now the store I run today. I talk about it a lot online. I'll say the name. It's called Chimex. So it's like a blender bottle store.
Do you still do it?
Yeah, I store on the site.
You know bring that?
I should have brought one.
Goddamn, bro.
I like it, bro. It's like a blender bottle for fitness.
Yeah.
Funny enough, now I have so much going on day to day. Like I literally I feel like I forget even that I fucking have it like running. Yeah. Good small team around that. Honestly, my like smallest team I'd say, but it runs. And the last like 6 months to a year, I have not been as focused on it as I could have been. Just been more focused. That's why I got out of the agency. But dude, when I was initially running up like these multiple stores and then initially started this end of 2021, I was really, really like overwhelmed because I started this store and then I was also doing social media and I was doing the agency too. So I'm like running up these sites, I'm learning a ton and I'm like, holy shit, I got to start the agency. So that was the thing is like, it took me like 2 million in drop shipping sales to realize like I know marketing pretty well. And then I'm like, holy shit, let me sell advertising services to all these guys who haven't figured it out. And that was a like banger.
Game changer, yeah.
Dude, because that business netted so much. That like was the first thing that built up a lot of capital for me. Because drop shipping did well, but the issue is that I inflated my lifestyle pretty quick when I moved out. Like I was spending probably 10K a month when I initially moved out. Yeah. So when you aren't making a lot of money but elevate your expenses, it becomes hard to save. I mean, if you're making 15 but spending 9, it's like you only have 6K a month net. It's very hard to save because you're playing with $6,000. It gets a lot easier when you can go and push a 200K a month when you're spending 10.
100%.
Yeah, you just increase bank account by 190. You're like in a great spot. But dude, agency, 90% margins. It was like insane. My buddy, I had a partner for it that I decided to bring on. And I was going to do it solo at first, but I knew he'd provide some good value and I had the majority. And it was great. Nowadays, I sold my share and he has full ownership. And that was a fucking fun thing for us to run. I loved that.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I'm hearing a lot of like successes, right? You said agency, right? Mentorship, e-com. You know, where does the mindset come from? You know what I'm saying? Because mindset is big for a lot of people, right? Especially if like you dropped out. So you didn't really have a lot of indoctrination, right? You didn't have a lot of, okay, cool. I'm gonna finish high school. I'm gonna go to college, right? So there's a lot of years that people just get being in, traditional school that kind of formulates the way that they think, the way that they process, right? I'm gonna graduate. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna get a job, and then it is what it is, right? So you dropped out. You focus on entrepreneurship, but like, what is your mindset, bro? Like what has helped you be focused, right? Coming in here, you told me that sometimes you just you focus on like one aspect, like you go all in on one aspect for like 3 months, 4 months, whatever, and then you'll switch. So where does your mindset come from to focus or grow, to develop, to be disciplined, to be accountable? You know what I'm saying? To really, really help you scale.
I mean, what I will say is initially I thought it was money. And I think initially for everyone it is, at least a part of it. I don't think it needs to be black and white. You pick one thing. I think for most people, including myself, a lot of it was money. And I thought most of it was. But getting out of, I mean, I took a good like $1.2 million probably from the agency. So the agency made me a lot of money. And now getting out of it, I mean, anyone can imagine at 22, even with the fucking cars, the watches and shit, once you have $1 million, $2 million in the bank, like you're pretty fucking good.
Yeah, you rolling.
It's hard to spend through that, especially if you can make decent money. But dude, I think for me right now, the biggest thing I look at is instead of motivation, I like inverse my work. I say like, what takes me away from work? And I just stay away from that stuff when I want to work. And I think that I used to, and I think a lot of people.
That's good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people overcomplicate it. But when you inverse what makes you productive and just look at all the things that takes you away from it. Bro, I'm notorious for putting my phone in like my microwave or my oven. I like literally, I won't turn it on, but I'll put it in it. And by doing that, it like really hits you like, bro, if you want to go back on your phone, you have to open an oven. It feels weird. And you remind yourself, like, why did I put it in the oven? I want to put it in somewhere really far from me. And bro, when I tell people, and it is a fact, anyone here, you can open your screen time on your phone. I bet you average person watching this, even average human, probably is like 4 hours a day of screen time. Bro, if you realize your waking hours is probably 12 hours a day, you're up and active, 33% of your life's on your phone. Like that hits. When you realize that you can already be 33% better, faster, quicker, smarter than anyone else by staying off your phone, that's a game changer. And for me, that's my perspective, dude, is it really, I think, wasn't hard to make a lot of money. And I've now seen a lot of motherfuckers get rich. I've had a lot of students, and even not to like glamorize mentoring, just people in general, friends. Look at fucking me and you, dude. It's like literally anomalies to society. If you look at average income, average net worth comparatively to what we have.
That's true, yeah.
And it wasn't difficult. I don't think I'm exceptionally smart. I think most people who are super successful aren't. A lot of them say it. Matter of fact, there's some dumb motherfuckers who get really rich. And you realize that. You just realize it ain't hard. And I think simplifying it, simple scales. And that's why I look at it. I inverse my productivity. And I think naturally it's just like, I don't do much things that provide enjoyment other than working.
Yeah.
Unless I'm really sending. So that's my thing, dude.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like the way that you put that. I haven't really heard anyone say it like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like inverse working. Like what are the things that take me away from focusing, take me away from being successful, take me away from locking in?
Charlie Munger, he just died. But he was the right hand, like kind of the COO of Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah.
And he says when he's trying to solve hard things, sometimes he'll inverse it. So like some people might say like, fuck, how do I make $1 million? And it's like, okay, what's one thing that definitely will make me not make $1 million? And it's like, okay, if you go and drink like 30% of the week, you're definitely
not making $1 million. Yeah. That ain't bringing no cash flow in, bro.
Yeah. So in my eyes, inversing a problem is sick. And keep in mind, you don't have to be fucking perfect. A lot of these really rich guys, they say these things and they don't put the like comma, but I've also fucked up. Like I'll be the first one to say, I'll get fucked up here and there. And obviously you're going to have your breaks throughout. I'm a big believer in I do cycles. I think one thing people don't talk about is you're going to have modes and zones in your life. You might have a week or even a day or maybe a month that you're dialed the fuck in. And then you might have a bad week. You might have a bad day. And being aware that that's normal is something that doesn't get talked about enough. And I personally hate that. I'm happy you guys can hear that and feel that in this pod.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think identifying that is huge because, yeah, you're right. People are seeing all the McLarens, right? They're seeing the trips. They're seeing the cash, right? They're seeing, maybe you with, attractive, woman or whatever the case may be, but they're not hearing the stories. I mean, you're fully being transparent, but there's not a lot of that going on, right? You might hear it from a couple of people, but you're not seeing it. Like it's not really prevalent.
Yeah, everyone just talks about like the good.
Yeah.
Everyone has shit.
100%, yeah.
Elon Musk, one thing I've noticed about these really mega successful people that I think happened to me from 16 to now that I'm starting to realize in life is that when you're in a very I wouldn't say a high level, but when you're making a lot of money, a lot of shit's normally going on. And you can't afford to fuck up. Like I just fucking went yesterday and hiring a good accountant, for instance. If you don't hire a good accountant and you have $1 million tax bill, hiring a good accountant can literally make or save hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I always say that I think you get it, your brain starts getting a little overwhelmed. And I think Elon Musk and some of these really rich guys you see, they literally sometimes freeze and glitch and shit. And Zuck's a good example.
Like Kanye too.
Yeah, Kanye, he's crazy in his own way. But I don't know, I think that's one downside that no one talks about too, is sometimes it sucks.
Yeah.
So I literally, lately I've been giving myself an analogy. If I ever feel very overwhelmed, I'll go and I'll say transform to a normal 22-year-old in college. And then you just realize he would be thinking about fucking some random bitch.
Yeah.
And it just chills me out sometimes.
Yeah.
Versus the oh fuck, I have 75 people to pay every month and deal with and all that shit.
Yeah. That's funny. You just seamlessly kind of transition to that. That's kind of my next question. What are some of the hardships, the struggles, the obstacles that you face now, right? I mean, 22, successful. I mean, you got the world in your palm. Some would say, right, you can go out and do whatever you want today, tomorrow, right? You can decide, listen, I don't want to work for the rest of the month. So what are some of the real challenges that you might face, that you might experience when it's just you, your own thoughts, you by yourself, you taking a walk, or you waking up with this on your mind? Well, what does that look like?
I love that, dude. I think the biggest thing when I started hiring team is that I don't want to let them down. If I don't perform, I might be the leader, but if I don't perform as a leader, I'm hurting their growth too. And especially now, I've painted this picture pretty hard that we're pushing now into this portfolio idea. I'm kind of making small, nothing crazy. I'm not going to make you guys think I'm fucking a billionaire, 25 to 50K at a time, moving to smaller businesses and investing into them, at 100K to $1 million a year. And I want to do that and build a portfolio of companies that then my current team can elevate. And instead of just working on maybe my social media or instead of just working on my e-com store, they can go and help run the portfolio of businesses. The e-com stores and social media will be in that. But ultimately, I think it's not letting them down is one of my biggest fears, which is a weird fear to have, is the idea of letting people down that want to help you accomplish your goals. And I think just not doing enough. I think a lot of people when you're starting off, you can swallow and stomach if you don't work well in a day. But for me, knowing if I don't work well in a day, it literally can cost me 20, 30 grand. There's certain, I made a mistake in January. I decided to leverage, pretty much I put a lot of money into R&D with trying to build out this AI funnel, which would pretty much use AI to message people and then build them a Shopify store for free. And it costed me 70 grand, just failed, fully didn't work. So it was a decision I made consciously that costed me 70 grand. And it's almost it's a big backpack on my back that I can't sit. I can't put it down.
Yeah.
And it's just how it is. Again, it's Musk, Bezos, these guys, it's so much shit that starts going through your head and everyone has it, everyone overthinks, but realize that the journey to get to 5, now lifetime, my journey, I've probably made 10, 20 million bucks. And there's shit you go through to get there. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Dude, in June of last year, I was fully I wouldn't say depressed, but super overly stressed because I was running 3 businesses at the time. Just before I got out of my agency, I'm working every waking hour I was up. I'd wake up, I'd instantly be on Slack until I was going to sleep. No dinner, no friends. Did a month of waking up at 3 a.m. So it gets intense. And I think the stuff that goes on in your brain, for me so far, has been the biggest downside of not being able to turn it off.
Yeah. Well, what are you afraid of?
Spiders now. Oh, what am I afraid of? Not many things, man. I used to be afraid of death. I researched a lot into memento mori, the Latin phrase, that it made me actually really almost, I wouldn't say glorify death, but be very present that it's coming and love that. Other than that, dude, probably the only thing I'm hardcore afraid of is snakes inside of my business that I hired. That's a big fear. I have some really good contracts, but the idea that you can be teaching, helping, training, paying for someone and they might fuck you. Hate that.
Yeah.
Not much though, man. I'm not really a nervous person, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, that one's huge because you're right. I'm spending money and I'm I could be literally developing somebody that could take me now.
Fuck.
But I mean, that's.
And the worst part's envy, bro.
That's real.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing I'll say. If you're going to hire someone, don't hire someone until you're the person that someone would want to be hired by. And I think that as you grow, you're naturally because if someone's working for you, they want to be hired by you, but you're naturally going to grow, and you got to make sure that there's never a point where someone's growing too fast. Because if they're under you and growing, and now they're like, wait, I'm making 20 a month, I want to get to 100, but like boss man's making 100, there's a problem. Because then they're going to like look at boss man and be like, oh, I'm just going to do what he does. So my big thing is like, my goal this year right now is I'm trying to get a portfolio of businesses and have like an enterprise value of 50 million bucks.
So basically your version of like acquisitions.com. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Meeting Hormozy 2 really solidified that's what I want to be doing. And I know if I have businesses that are worth 50 mil, let's say doing 100 million a year in the next 2 or 3 years, I could have someone right now on my team that looks at that. They're like, you know, if there's 200 million revenue a year, I could get my piece on 1%, maybe a COO or someone high up. And me knowing I can give someone like a COO like 2, 3, 4, 5 million bucks in like enterprise value and shares and stuff, I'm like, okay, that's a big enough vision. And that's what I'm gunning for now, dude. It's like, I'm going to hit that or I'm going to fucking like die trying.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, listen, if you're looking to grow your podcast business or you're looking to leverage podcasts to grow your business, you want to tap in to the Podcast to Profits Academy. We're going to teach you exactly what it takes for you to get more exposure to grow and scale your business or leverage podcasts so you can do more revenue. What you want to do is head over to podcast2profits.com and apply to work with me and a member of my team.
So, brand new business owner, entrepreneur, young, right? What are some of the things you feel like they should know about going into business?
Ooh, I love that question.
Like principles, strategies, just maybe the mindset. Because most people just be like, I'm gonna start a business. They're like. So I have a mentorship, and mentorship I help entrepreneurs launch, scale, monetize their podcast. But one of the biggest things is I help them to start a business because they just start. Anybody can do a podcast, bro. Right? Technically, you turn on the cameras, right? Get some lights,
simple.
Get a guest, get it going. But it ain't a business until you set it up that way, right?
And it's different. People don't know that leap. That it's a leap.
Yeah. So I said that just to say, what are some of the things like if I'm listening to this right now, I'm young, I want to get going, I'm inspired by your messages, you know what I'm saying? I see what you got going, I'm like, yo, I need to change, right? What are some things I need to know? What are some things they need to know based on your experiences that could really help them out so they ain't just start off like everyone else?
Yeah. I have a good analogy. I've only used once, never publicly, but I have a really good analogy that I think sums up the journey of starting a business, that it isn't a like do well or not do well. It is like a guaranteed, you are on a race, and throughout the race, whatever your perceived goal is, let's say you're like, I can have 100 grand. Whatever you believe is possible, that's the finish line. Because if you don't believe it's possible, there's no way you're getting past that. So if you believe you can get to, let's say, 100K a month, as you progress, it's not a race where you are going to like maybe get to the finish line or not. You could fucking crawl there. It might take you 7 years, but you're gonna get to the finish line. The one flaw people do see is that, the one thing people don't see is that there are mistakes. You might run 100 feet, then like fucking, get picked up and brought back, one fuck up. Yeah. But the fact is it's inevitable you get to the finish line, inevitable. And that's one thing I think people overlook is this isn't like I might do well. Oh, it might work. It is guaranteed to work as long as you perceive it's possible. And also the caveat's like, you aren't retarded.
Yeah.
But that's my main thing, dude. As long as everyone knows it's guaranteed, I love that because people just know you just have to continuously work. Yeah. It's just a fact. Other than that, it won't be easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it and it wouldn't be fun.
Books.
Yeah,
any books?
Really good. 10x is better than 2x.
Yeah, you know what's funny? The last two people definitely mentioned that book.
Really?
Yeah.
10x is better than 2x?
Yeah, and then the third person I was going to mention, I actually mentioned it to them.
Wow. It's a great
Dan
book.
Sullivan.
Dude, that book, like, I mean, I've recommended it to a lot of people. It's probably gone around now in Miami, good amount. Just everyone loves it. It's a great book. Makes a lot of sense. And it's, I think, overlooked by a lot of people that you can be doing dumb shit. And it's obviously not ideal. That's the whole game, too. If you're doing dumb shit, the race is going to take a lot longer. For right now, for me, it's like getting to 50 mil. I'm not worried it won't happen. Yeah. I know it'll happen. It's just like, hopefully it doesn't take more than like a year or two.
Yeah. So 10x easier than 2x. Anything else? Any other book pops off in your mind?
Tax-free wealth probably has already made me like $500,000 in tax savings. So that's like a no-brainer. I think once you're making like 100K a year plus, it's like, it'll take you 4 hours to read. It's probably going to save you money in taxes. If it saves you 20% in taxes in your life, it's like, assuming you think you're going to make like at least like $1 million a year, it's going to save you like 20% of what, 15 mil. So it's $3 million you could save in your lifetime for like 4 hours of reading.
That's worth it.
Yeah, worth it. Other than that, not really. 10x is better than 2x is one of my favorite. Now one thing I'm doing, which another thing I think not enough people glorify, I'll be the first like guy with money that says it. You don't have to finish books. You can go and skim. One thing I've been doing a lot, dude, I look at the glossary of the chapters.
And just grab what you need.
Pick the chapters I need, dude. That was a game changer.
Yeah.
I'm like, so it's like you can go read your 40 books.
There's an app like that called Blinkist. So what Blinkist, what they do is they'll give you 8 to 10 minutes of a book, you know what I'm saying, summarize it. And then you can decide either you got everything or I actually want to read it or whatever. Yeah,
I love that.
It's an app called Blinkist.
That's the game. And that's like another example of like the 10x better than 2x. It's like literally using that theory and analogy. And that's one thing too I tell my team, you know, the stage I think that I've gotten to now where is instead of me working on myself as much, I think I'm way more focused on leadership and making sure my team is working well. And if they're not I just poached the VP of sales from a huge company, like a 20 million a year company. He was down to come to me mainly because I think we have a lot of growth in us. He sees like we could probably 10x. His company wasn't going to. They were like at a peak. But people, dude, hiring good people and leading them well. Yeah. Luca was the one. I was talking to him, and we're both Jewish, me and Luca, so we could say it. But like literally the idea of like, look at Hitler, look at Martin Luther King, these real leaders, good or bad. And you can do that to really lead well. And these guys they were inspiring. So that's one thing too. I looked into that a lot. MLK, I got to look into more. But the idea of leading well, as we talked about with leverage, it's right here, we're here now, but the fact that I have a 70-person team, it's like the amount of work I'm getting done while filming this podcast is probably what 5 or 10, solopreneurs are doing.
So you mentioned Hitler just now. So you feel like there's some things that you were able to learn from him?
100%, dude. Yeah, I think the idea of leadership in general, dude, it's such a powerful trait. You know, the 48 laws of power is a good example. Like the idea of gaining power and leverage is putting yourself in a spot to lead one-on-one convos, lead in general. And I mean, think about it. If you could lead a ton of people, anyone watching this, like you're in a very, very ideal spot. And couple leadership with hiring, with money, with vision, it's a recipe for fucking money.
Yeah, I see that.
And you can cook.
Yeah. So what do you think about the idea that money's not real? You know what I'm saying? It's worth what they say it's worth. Yeah. But you have the ability to trade this asset that's not really worth anything technically because it's not backed by nothing. They're actually real things, right? You could trade it for real mentorship. You can trade it for real knowledge. You can trade it for an actual cash flowing asset. You know what I'm saying? You could trade it for the opportunity to build a relationship, to get an experience. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of people, you know, young or old, you know, maybe in their 30s or whatever, or maybe just, you know, maybe in their seniors, that are afraid to spend the money, that are afraid to invest, that are afraid to you know, take a risk because they feel like they're going to lose. But you have been able to, you know, take this money, like you said, I'm going to invest it to where I can get a duplication. 100%. You know, what would you say to that?
Yeah, I think I love the idea of realizing that money will come and go hardcore. Yeah. And it can either happen with your like decisions or it could happen kind of like for you. Every single opportunity I've got to spend money, whether it did well or did poor, in my eyes has grown me. And I think the biggest thing people don't realize is like the number one most guaranteed high ROI investment. I'm talking like you're going to a casino, you know the next fucking number that's about to hit in roulette. You could just bet it. It's people. When you either invest in people helping you do things or vice versa, like working for you or vice versa, a mentor. And I would be careful, anyone watching this, from even forget the word mentor, just think of someone there to guide you. It's such a no-brainer as long as you know they got to a place you want to be. Yeah. So, I mean, I have no reason to lie about this. I spend right now, I think probably 50, 60 grand a year on like just coaching. And it's mainly from 2 people who I just pay an hourly, speak to like every 2 weeks. And like, I don't enjoy spending the 52, but then you realize like, if there was a fucking perfect path to be painted, someone could just tell you what it is, tell you the next number, it's about to hit roulette. Yeah. Like, would you spend that money? And dude, if you're fucking eating at Chipotle, you fuck everything else. Like, all I want is that. And the idea of it's such a no-brainer investment. And like fucking anyone watching here, I don't want to promo at all. I'm not promoting any of my shit. Maybe put like my social media, but I'm not the one to tell you like buy my shit, buy my course, buy my anything. I don't show anything even publicly, and it's because I'm big on that. I'm big on the idea of realizing it's like, it doesn't need to be me, it doesn't need to be any specific person. Just realize that people can help you a lot. And if this game was alone, you had to do this solo, Jeff Bezos wouldn't have hired 500,000 people.
All right, bro. I feel like we best friends now, bro.
We know a lot.
You know what I'm saying? You touched on a lot of stuff, right? You talked about mindset, the idea of thinking bigger, relationship capital, investing in yourself, building teams, the benefit of actually having parents that divorced, because you never really hear about that, right? Diving into spaces that you weren't in, right? You're basically just risking it all in a sense. And then like following the lead of somebody that's doing something that you want to do, i.e. your brother at an early age. And now you're doing that with mentors and stuff like that, right? Investing money. So like, what else, bro? For people that are out here watching now, listening, right? That's gonna, they're gonna continue to be inspired by you. That's gonna learn your story, right? Maybe this podcast is a determining factor, right? Is there anything else that you would want to share, kind of leave with, the people that are taking this pod in to help them improve their lives?
I think if I had to sum up one no-brainer anyone could take away, I think it'd be always looking at the glass being half full and really realizing there's a bright side to everything. I think time and time again, and I think the divorce is a good example of that.
Yeah.
No one talks about divorce as being good, but I even told my parents I loved it.
Yeah.
It helps, it never hurts. And if you do things that help you, it's gonna make your life easier. So I think that's a great sum up and something I use every single day. My team knows me for. Very positive person, very optimistic person, even when things are bad, which has only ever helped me.
Yeah, facts, man. Listen, bro, this has been fire, man. Listen,
Thank you,
I hope you guys got a lot out of this podcast. Let them know where they could tap into you. Like if they're just learning of you, or seeing you for the very first time, where they go.
TikTok's the easiest. Make money with Jacob on TikTok.
Well, make money with Jacob on TikTok.
Simple.
That's it.
Yeah.
Simple.
Simple.
Yeah,
2.6 mil. Hopefully more when you see this.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So listen, make sure that you guys go to TikTok, go to Instagram, lock in. This dude, he's building enterprise value right now. So, maybe you have a business, maybe you have something that might be worth him investing in or taking a look at, right? So if that's the case, make sure you reach out to him. Or if you're not even sure what that means, reach out.
100%.
Right? Because Alex Mosley talks about it all the time. And this is a young entrepreneur, a young businessman right now that's actually looking to build, enterprise value.
100%.
You know what I mean? So it's Brendan Boyd. This is Jacob right now. We just dropped an amazing podcast. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? And definitely follow my guy, and we'll see you on the next one.